What's up, Swig Squad? T with the Diva here. Hey, y'all. Hello to my new subscribers. Thank you to my existing subscribers. And right now I'm coming to you with a review. Love and Marriage Huntsville. Don't ask me what season or what episode. I believe it's, you know how they do those season breaks? That always throw me off. But anywho, it's Love and Marriage Huntsville. So the episode begins with Mel and the girls still on a girls trip. Mel is trying to, I guess, get sentimental. She gave all the girls flowers and wrote them individual messages to themselves. And she asked each and every one of them the valleys and the peaks of the trip. So, they went around the room. Lauren said her piece. And do she got veneers or are those her teeth? And her, teeth are like really, really big. But anyway, they all talking about, how beautiful the trip was, how meaningful it was, and how much of a breath of fresh air it was. Of course, Pygmy Kimmy, she even mentioned about how she doesn't usually do girls trips and she really enjoyed herself on this trip. Of course, Destiny / Martell, Destiny really acts like she and Martell like mess around, or they like share the same thoughts or experiences or have the same opinions, because she said the same exact thing that he said when he was on Tasha K. And she was like, I mean, it's okay, but I mean, what is all of this? Mel is a champ. Mel is a champ. I mean, it's a trip. Yeah, we had a good time, but I mean, dang, it just seemed like everybody just butt kissing. And it's like, no, Destiny, we're not trying to act like Mel is the Barbara of Seville. However, we are giving her flowers. She paid for this trip. She individually paid for everybody's activities. The itinerary was totally paid. This is a big deal because she took her time and she planned everything individually for all of them and she paid for it. I think that's a reason to make her the Barbara of Seville, because she really, really did the thing. And it was a time to celebrate her, a time to talk about her in a good light. Even if y'all not on the best of terms, what she did for y'all was real, real, real nice. You have to admit that. But of course, Destiny can't admit it. Just like Martell felt like, I don't want to hear nothing good about her. Remember he was on Tasha K? And Tasha K was trying to give Mel some compliments. Say some good things about her. And he was like, no, I don't want to hear that. Don't say nothing good about her. I'm tired of hearing good stuff about her. No, don't say nothing. I was like, dang, she is your ex-wife. Like, you don't even want to say nothing about the reason why you chose her, which actually makes you look good. Like, that goes out the window too. He was so mad and wanted Tasha to say nothing else about that lady and how good of a lady she was. I'm like, Mel give him his props. She talk about how, he always picked out their kids' school because he always asked all the right questions in terms of the curriculum, after school activities, lunch programs, and the extra, classes, AP classes. She said he's always the one to inquire about the stuff that she forgets about when it comes to the kids' education. And she always said how that was just a wonderful thing and a gift that he had because he's able to, point that thing out. So I was just like, Destiny sound exactly like Martell, like a straight up hater. She really sounded like, I'm hating right now, so don't stop my hating. I have this down packed here. So it was just like, okay, Destiny. She was just like, we going around the table and it's just like we just praising her and we just saying good stuff about her. And I mean, it's like they just up her butt. And I'm like, what is the problem, girl? You don't want to say that this lady did a good thing about, taking y'all on a trip. And Destiny also said that they all apologized to her too, because she felt like when Nell kept bringing up to Sonny about her and Moses having a child, that put Destiny in a place. But what gets me is you don't want this man. You know that y'all are not a good match for each other, but you still. And it seemed like if I have an ex and I broke up with him and we no longer have things in common and he's no longer serving me as a partner. Okay, if somebody I know start dealing with him and I start getting in my feelings about it, okay. But I'm definitely not gonna be like, and we once talked about having children and I just don't I can't listen to her talk about having children with him and this is just too overwhelming for me and everybody just kiss my butt. That's what I don't want to. I don't want y'all kissing male butt, but I do want y'all to kiss my butt. So of course everybody apologized to her. Everybody said they were sorry. Nell said she didn't know, and it's all this. But Sonny was like, I mean, maybe people should tell the truth about how they really feel and stop pump faking and acting like, oh, it's no big deal, it's no big deal, until it's a big deal. So, Tisha and Ken, they are sitting at the vegetable store or the smoothie store or Trader Joe's or wherever they was at. And she telling him about the conversations they had on the trip and how the girls was, they were like catching her up in her lies because she lied about her and Martell. And Ken was talking about how him and the guys had a conversation about it too and how he's tired of hearing about it. He just is getting on his nerve. But Ken, it's getting on your nerves because your girl is a liar. And that is the issue that I have because it wouldn't have even been a thing had when they first saw each other, they said, yeah, we have visited each other. But I have a lot of people in my comments saying that that's because she messed with him around the time him and Mel was still together and she don't really want to come out and say that. She keep trying to convince people that they wasn't messing around while she was married and Ken trying to do the same thing. But the boy done already said that y'all was really, y'all was doing something inappropriate. If y'all wasn't messing around, y'all was talking. Y'all was doing something that a married woman shouldn't do with another man. And a man shouldn't do when he know that a woman is married. Things that he shouldn't say. She's talking about how they have to have this meeting or conversation with her ex-husband or her husband, how, they have to converse about that resolve. Maurice and Kimmy. Pick me Kimmy. Kimmy is a pick me. And, I've always loved Kimmy throughout the years, but it seemed to me like once she was diagnosed with cancer, she just turned it up about, her love for Maurice or whatever. It just seemed like she just really turned it up a couple notches. She really did. Maurice and Kimmy, they talking about the trip. Maurice did say one thing that was true. He said, which that should have knocked Kimmy in the head for her to think too, because he said, it sounds like he likes her way more than she likes him. So Kimmy, you hear that from Maurice, so you know that he frowns upon those types of situations where the man loves the woman more. And he likes the situations where the woman likes the man more, which is the situation that he's currently in, which is why he's with you, which should knock, knock, knock. Is anybody there? Knock, 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 knock. Like, is anybody there? But, okay. So she said, Kimmy said that she felt like Trisha stood on business while she was, speaking up for herself with the Martell kerfluffle. And I beg to disagree. I don't believe she stood on an ounce of business. I believe that she pump faked like she was standing on business. I believe that she was standing on business to a point of just being able to converse about it, not running away from the conversation, not shutting down, not saying I don't want to talk about it, but standing on business. I don't think I give her all of that. That's putting 20 on 10, Kimmy, because she didn't stand on business with this. But you can call it what you want to call it. Tomato, tomato. Marceau and Tisha. And Tisha telling him about, how they were, on the trip. And he goes on to say that, they had the conversation with Martell and about the Trisha kerfluffle or that situation or that type of relationship or whatnot. Marceau, Tisha said that when they're saying they didn't do anything, that could be subjective, because what is nothing? What is something? It just all depends on who's looking at the situation and how they would judge it themselves. It is like an individual. And they're saying that Marcel and Trisha lied about their situation. Tisha said she think that men think it's a notch on their belt when they got girls arguing and bickering over them. Like they feel like that's a macho thing for her man to be able to do. I don't think that's a good thing. I don't think men enjoy women fighting over them. If it's a man who ain't got his ego in check and he need an ego stroking every 5 minutes, of course. But a regular man, he don't. Just violence between women just is not a good look. Marceau made a comment about Mel, and he said that she'll be friends with you 1 year, and the next year you guys won't be friends. You have friends. Some people come in your life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. He said that Mel only has seasons. Tisha said her own family not okay. Nobody's safe when it comes to trying to secure a solid relationship with Mel. Like nobody's secure because she'll just walk over anybody. And I just, everybody had their own opinion. So some people do feel like that. Trisha meets up with her baby daddy and Ken. This scene kind of hurt me, y'all. And you know what? I don't want to say it hurt me because I'm team ex-husband, because I'm not. I am team family. But I do feel like, I think he may have left because he wanted her to chase him. And once she chased him, he was going to, lay down his rules and say, okay, we're going to be back together. I don't think he ever thought about somebody else being able to move in with his children. He didn't even think that part through. But when he saw the situation out, the situation would look like she'll be running after me. And then we'll sit down and talk about what we can come in agreements with. But he just so disappointed because that didn't happen. So she meet up with him and the baby daddy. The ex-husband is airing out his differences. And he's telling Ken, how, like, do you tuck my daughter in at night? Do you tell my daughter I love her? Like, man, if you worried about stuff like that, don't leave your family. And it just seemed like, he really made excuses. Talking about he left her and not the kids. Saying that he didn't want to lose his family. Trisha was apprehensive about signing those papers too, even though, of course, she asked the waiter for a pen. She seemed a little apprehensive also about that. She seemed like she was like thinking twice about it, but she knew Ken was sitting there and she knew that it wasn't gonna fly for her to act like she wanted to think about it no more. So she knew she was on the spot, so she had to go through with it. But because she was saying all that, he still love me and he still want to be, and then he still, because like if you done, you ain't even talking about all that, because it don't matter whether he still love me, because guess what? I'm not finna be with him. And Marquise, he was saying that, he hate the fact that there's another man there to tuck his kids in and tell his kids he love them and good night. And He said that he done bought the son a car. He feels like, I guess, Ken can outbuy him or whatever. But he has to realize that no matter what, your kids are your kids, and you are always going to be their parent. They are never going to put anybody above that. It's no dollar amount that can make those kids love him more than they love their daddy. He tried to confront her with a few things. Wasn't you texting her, I love chocolate bars and all this and this and this? And it's like, well, Marquise, I mean, yeah, they probably was, and it was wrong, but it's like over. That ship has sailed now. Like, why are we still arguing about those type of things? Like, our argument has advanced so much past that we shouldn't even be bringing that up, partner. It's no reason, no need to. So, yeah. He brought the papers. He put them on the table. Trisha signed them. You know. I think it was a slap in the face when Ken says, you can call me, dog. You can call me anytime. I don't know. I think that was a slap in the face for him. I don't think that, it was something that he should have suggested to Marquise while he was in his feelings like that. I don't think that should have been a thing. That was the way Ken responded to it. And yeah, so Ken responded the way he wanted to respond. And then it was over. They left Marquise at the table crying. He just sat there and he cried because he didn't really want to leave his family. He left his family, but he didn't want to leave his family. And when he did leave his family, he wanted it to be a wake-up call to her. It's just that she ran in the arms of another man. So, hey, sometimes we win, sometimes we lose, and sometimes you just want to cry. Sometimes you play the fool. Hold on a little longer. You got to be a little stronger. And you can win. You can win. And everything is going to be yours. All right, Swig Squad. It's been real. That is Love and Marriage Huntsville season. What season is it? I can at least get the season together. Look, and on the last episode, I didn't even write the season or the episode. Y'all know what season episode it is. The last one that came on last Saturday. I know it's almost Saturday again. But this is the review for Love and Marriage Huntsville. All right, Sweet Squad. Thank you, y'all. Continue to like, comment, and subscribe. Tea with the Diva.